Wait, come back. There, you found me. It's Mitch's Fake Radio. Hey, what's happening? Hi, Internet. My name is Mitch, and this is my podcast, Mitch's Fake Radio. It's great to be back. Let me get my fizzy water. Here's my fizzy water. I'm going to take a pull. That's what I used to call it when I was drinking. Have a pull. Oh God. I was a lot quieter when I was drinking, though. You can almost not even tell until you smelled it. So anyhow, it is, what is this? Episode number 9? No, wait a minute. Is it? 11. Oh, it's episode 11 because episode 12 will be 1 year we've been doing it. And that's going to be the next at the end of May will be episode 12. And I can't even believe it's been a whole year almost. So this is episode 11. And I have to tell you right off the bat, I'm a little bit ashamed. I didn't get everything done that I wanted to for this episode, but we're going to, as in football, when you don't have shit to go for on the field, you drop back and you punt. So we're going to do that. And I'm also going to put my phone on silent, on mute, because you don't want to interrupt the show. Also, please don't heckle the comedians when they're on stage. And put your phones on silent. Thank you very much. And please tip your waiters and waitresses. Thanks for coming to the show. So what's been happening? Man, I'll tell you what. It's been a big month. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat that big month because my son went into the Navy today. He went down to Troy, Michigan for the mom and I were there for the swearing in. And that was something else. It was very interesting. I've never gone through that. Never had a kid go into the service before. Frankly, I'm really glad that he finally got a fucking job. But other than that, no, he's pretty excited and he's ready to get going, you know. So that's a lot of why I wasn't ready for this month's podcast, because that's been on my mind a lot. And I've been doing some comedy. And so I just haven't had that time to dedicate to thinking about this. But we have some fun things. We're going to do a new segment coming up a little later called Shout Outs. That's going to be fun, where I'll talk about some people that I've run into over the month. And we're also going to play some old chunks of old air checks from back when I was on real radio over 20 years ago. So that's some really old stuff that you'll hear. An interview with TV's Love Boat Captain Meryl Stubing, Gavin McLeod. We're going to talk about boners and the lack thereof. So that'll be kind of fun. Also, yesterday I went to the world's biggest used bike show, the Ann Arbor Giant Classic Bicycle Show, and it's on the fairgrounds. Over 10,000 bicycles. And that was so much fun. As a matter of fact, Tony, is it possible for you to pull up the sound, the ambiance of the bike show? Is that possible? He just gave me a thumbs up because he can't use his voice on my podcast. This is me at the bike show, walking around outside looking at, ooh, that's a nice one. That's a Schwinn Typhoon. That's a good one. I like those Schwinns. Oh my gosh. There's my son calling. You just let that roll. I'm going to say hi to him. Hey, buddy.
Well, for the last 40 years, girls have been parts. I don't know how many girls' bikes I took apart, put stuff on boys' bikes, and threw the girl bike away.
Of our bicycle ambiance there was my son He called, and it was just a quick call to say that he made it to the airport, and it's going to be heading out to Chicago to start boot camp. So I had to take that call. So that's cool. I'm really glad to hear from him. Glad he's doing good. So that's cool. So the bike show was great. I had so much fun. This guy's talking. Listen, we talk about girls' bikes. I think. Here it is.
No, it's from Melissa.
Yeah. Can't hear it that well, but those two guys were talking, and they said they might have said it while I was talking to Spencer, but they said girls' bikes. You know what girls' bikes are? Parts. That's what girls' bikes are. Parts. I buy them just for the parts. It's like using women. It's horrible. You know that? Because a girl's bike is. I own a girl's bike. My Fat Del Rey is a girl's bike, and I love it. It's pedal forward design. It's very comfortable. It's very easy to mount and dismount. And everybody likes a woman's bike that's easy to mount and dismount. You know what I'm saying? So what did I do at the bike show except for just walk around? I bought a bike. Yeah. And I'm going to post it on Mitch's Fake Radio. I'll post a picture of it. I bought a 1970 Schwinn Racer, blue, with blue fenders, pinstripe paint on the fenders. This has been completely serviced. The bearings have all been repacked, and the wheels have been trued, and it's got new tires, and it's a beautiful classic bike in very good shape. I got a lot of compliments on it walking around, and I paid $100 for it. It was $125 to begin with, so I saved some money. And I bought it from a nonprofit that's a nonprofit bike shop that's down in Adrian, Michigan, called the Re-Bicycle Shop. And if you have a bike, you can go in there and they will work on it with you and charge you a really low price. It's pretty cool.
On Mitch's Fake Radio, we do weather on the 8th. That means 8 minutes after every hour, we do the weather. Here's Mitch and the weather.
All right, take a look at tonight's forecast. It's going to be cloudy overnight with an overnight low of about 41 degrees. And tomorrow we're looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms.
For the latest up-to-the-minute forecast, listen to Mitch's Fake Radio. 8 minutes after every hour for the latest forecast with Mitch on Mitch's Fake Radio, right here on Strange Friends Media.
I was not ready. I was just not ready. You just played it. You didn't even say, hey, Mitch, I'm going to play the weather. Nothing. He's just looking at me like, I can't use my voice, man. What do you expect? Thanks for nothing, Tony. I appreciate you just dropping that forecast on me like a bomb. Heather just fingered him, so that's good. Not finger blasted. She just fingered you. So that's a look at your weather forecast. I'm sorry I wasn't able to finish it. But anyhow, I bought a cool bike. I love it. I rode it, got it there at the bike show, and then I took it to downtown Ann Arbor, and I rode it around all over the city, and then I rode it from the ground floor all the way to the top of the parking structure, and then I rode it down no-handed, and that was really fun. So it was really cool. I think if we can step away for a sponsor, that would be cool. And then when we come back, we'll probably do play some voiceovers that I did years ago for some station IDs that were really fun. So we will be right back right here on Mitch's Fake Radio. A message from the Gluten-Free Advisory Board. Are you sluggish at work? Often feel somewhat clueless? I gotta send a fix to our Omaha branch. Do I do it face up or face down?
Face up, Marvin. Face up.
Okay.
Lift your head, Marvin. Look up here. Look up here.
Oh, what?
Good job, Marvin. I'll push send.
Are you tired? and feel like there's just not much going on upstairs?
So you put the coffee in here first, then the filter?
Marvin, no, forget it. That's going to be your pot of coffee.
This tastes gritty.
It's your fault, Marvin.
I want to mail my George Michael fan letter. Does it go in the outbox or in the inbox? The inbox, right?
Outbox, Marvin. George Michael's dead.
What?
I said outbox.
George Michael's dead.
You're still eating gluten, aren't you, Marvin?
Yeah, I just had a donut and my fingers are all sticky. It was yummy.
Eating wheat is making you stupid, Marvin.
I'm stupid?
Dumb as a bag of rocks. Bag of rocks, Marvin.
When humans eat wheat, it causes brain fog, drowsiness, and weight gain, and quite frankly, makes you dumb as a bag of rocks.
I like rocks. If you lick them, you could see the colors. Where's the bag?
To learn more about the harmful effects of gluten that comes from eating wheat, read the book Wheat Belly by cardiologist Dr. William Davis and listen to Mitch's Fake Radio, a message from the Gluten-Free Advisory Board and this program.
Thank you, announcer guy.
You're welcome. Good old Gluten-Free Advisory Board. I am still practicing the gluten-free lifestyle and I love it. Although I did fall off the wagon this weekend. I didn't not, I still observed the gluten-free lifestyle. I just didn't eat as many vegetables as normal. I should probably go ahead and tell you what I ate yesterday. It's kind of train wrecky. I was at the bike show and I saw a guy walk by me with an order of fresh cut chili cheese fries, carnival style. Oh, geez, I had to get them. So I ate those and they were just incredible. And then a couple hours later, I bought a bunch of vegetables and fruit and stuff at Aldi's. And then I ate almost a full pound of strawberries. Fizzy water makes me burp. And then I rode my bike around Ann Arbor and I bought another order of chili cheese fries and ate those. And then I also had a mocha shake Friday night along with the meat from a Baconator. And then yesterday I also had a vanilla or a strawberry chocolate shake. So that's like a lot of unnormal food for me. But I'm doing good today. I didn't shit my pants or anything. So that's really good. I've had some pretty weird gas, but other than that, I'm feeling really good. Yeah, we have other fun stuff for you too. When I stopped at TJ Maxx, we'll do that in a little while. But right now, I want to take you back to, I have a pretty good voiceover career with my voice over the years. And I went way back and dug up some old voiceovers from radio station identification announcement, IDs, they call them in radio. They play them at the top of the hour and stuff like that. And these are some different stations I did out west and just all over the country. So I thought I'd play a couple of these for you. Let's do the first one here. We're making your ride home a little more interesting with Grip Johnson on the beat. See, that was a good one. So it was one of those thumpy urban stations. Grip was a great guy. Kick-ass handshake. Play another one. Got the rush hour blues? Beat 'em single-handedly with Grip Johnson on the beat. Weekday afternoons from 2 to 7. You love that one. Got very excited every time we heard that on the radio. This next one, I can't even remember what it is, but go ahead and let it roll. Need to relax? Listen to KMLO's Zane X, 7 to midnight weeknights. You'll get hooked. Only on KMLO. Zane was the most chill dude I'd ever met in my life. He was completely relaxed, eyes half rolled back in his head the whole time you're talking to him. A little bit of drool coming out of the corner of his mouth. Yeah, he kind of looked like he was floating. Like his feet almost didn't touch the ground. It was great. I think I did one more for him. Workday got you stressed out? put on the headphones and take in KMLO's Zane Axe, 7 to midnight weeknights. He'll help you forget all your troubles right here on KMLO. I have a good voice. I'm not afraid to say it. I think it's a good voice, and I can't believe I haven't been approached to do more voiceovers like that, you know, for radio stations, because like I can sound like anything. I can do, you know, rock, I could do country, I could do, you know, really mellow, almost drug related. So let's try another one. Tired of the same old morning radio?
Hey, coming up after this, we're going to talk about shaving your pets because apparently it's in this season.
Try Flicking the Bean on WVAJ. Flicking the Bean. What a great show. Those guys work so well together. And their show it started out really easy, but then it built up to almost like a climax every morning. It was great. I think there's one more with that. You're waking up with Flicking the Bean on WVAJ. Yeah, WVAJ. What a great station. They had a softball team and they were horrible. They were pussies. They lost every game. It was just really awful. So, oh gosh, I don't even know what we're doing next. I'm so sorry that I'm so flaky that I just didn't have my act together this month. But anyhow, I could talk about comedy. I have performed comedy a few times since last month. I want to give actually I have saved that shout out for later. But I did go with a pal to a comedy show down in where do we go? Walled Lake. We went to Walled Lake, and my friend Eric, he got me out of the house to go do some comedy, and we made some jokes down there, and that went really well. The host of the show, Tom Swan, great guy. He was eating his breaded chicken wings and his French fries, and he's leaning back while somebody's on stage. And you have to picture this. He's leaning back. He's looking at his food. He's looking over at the waitress over his right shoulder. And with his right hand, he motions as if to put salt on his food. And he was kind of leaning back. He's going like he's shaking salt on his food. He's trying to get the waitress's attention. And he got it once, and then the shake intensified. I'm like, Tom, what the fuck are you doing? You can't do that in a room with people. And he did it 3 separate times, never got the salt. And I almost got up and got it for him, but I wanted to see him keep doing that air jerk off with the bottle of salt in his hand. It was great. Plus, I got to tell you about going to the bathroom before the show. I go into the bathroom before I got on stage because I'd have some rumbling going on. And so I went in, I sat down, shut myself in the little room there, and a lot of gas. And I was alone in the big bathroom. Then I heard the door open and a guy walk over to the urinal and he starts peeing. And then I cut a large fart, a loud one. And he says, "Ooh, nice." I'm like, wow. Well, I feel validated here, but I was like, where do we go from here, bro? You're going to come in, give me a hand? I could use a spotter, maybe. That's a 100% true story. Ooh, nice. It's the weirdest fucking thing to hear from outside in the bathroom. So that was really cool. That was Wednesday I did that. And then Saturday I went to Ann Arbor for my son's send off. And we had a very nice dinner there at my brand new ex-wife's house. And then I went down to Ann Arbor and I did comedy at 514 Miller, which is my friend Tanner's house. He does a house party down there, but now he's moving to a new location. So this was the last one. And I got on stage and I did 7 minutes. I was the oldest person in the room, and wanted to mention that Tanner brought me on stage. He said, all right, this next comic come to the stage. He is no one's father. Okay. Mitch Gill, everybody, because I was older than everybody there. So that was kind of funny. And, I thought it was a great show. It was a lot of fun. I should also mention my comedy show I did on just April 19th. Great show. Kevin Zioli murdered. It was fantastic. And Tim Locke, he was great. And then Brett Hayden, the feature, he was wonderful. Brett gets on stage right after I introduced him. He says, I know what you're thinking. First of all, Brett looks like he's about 9 years old. He says, I know what you're thinking. Mitch looks like every guy on To Catch a Predator. And I look like every kid he's trying to fuck. That was a great start to his set. So that was super fun. Yeah, I'm going to talk about some of these past shows. Probably next episode, and I might talk about it now tonight because we're done with season 4. Season 5 starts in September. This will be my 5th year producing comedy. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's some wild stuff. So I have no idea what's up next. Just let her rip. Oh, this is the bathroom at TJ Maxx. I've been washing my hands. I got to use the accelerator hand dryer. Love the accelerator. Very powerful. Really enjoyed it. Accelerator. This is easily the best hand dryer in the entire world. It blows with such intensity. It's insane. Hi. Hello, sir. What? Have you ever used the accelerator hand dryer? What's that?
I gotta take a shit.
No, it's the accelerator. Wait, come back here.
Fuck off, man.
Wait, no. He had to go into a stall. It's the best hand dryer. It's stretching my skin across the back of my hand. Can't hear it that well, but I'm making fart noises with my hand. Oh my God, that was awesome. That was kind of fun. This TJ Maxx in the bathroom. I love the accelerator. I can be driving my car for a long time, be falling asleep, stop into a rest area or whatever, TJ Maxx or whatever, go in and use the bathroom and see the accelerator on the wall. My heart rate starts going. Then when I get to use it, it's so exciting. It invigorates me because when I leave the bathroom, my hands are completely 100% absolutely dry. And my old skin stretches and sometimes sags off my hand from the intensity of the blowing of the air of the accelerator. It's a revolutionized hand drying. I honestly think it has. I love it. Well, it's going pretty good for not knowing anything about the show or what the hell I'm even doing. I guess I could probably do I could do shout outs. We could probably cut over and do those because they were kind of a new thing that I'm doing. In fact, I got to add 2 to it while you're queuing that up. And right there. Okay. All right. There. I had to add a couple. All right. This is a new segment. It's called Shout Outs. And it's kind of a cool thing. It's got a little intro. Check it out. Hey, dude. How you doing? Well, how's your wife? Oh, you're divorced? Oh, yeah. Well, how are the kids? Oh, that's right. You guys didn't have kids. Right on to the single life. Yeah. Sweet. We'll get together. All right. Yeah. Hey, girl. What's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Hey, thanks for that text. Oh, that wasn't it. You blocked me? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get you your lawnmower back to you. We'll see if we can fix that, okay? Thanks for loaning it to me.
Hey, buddy. Hey, man. How's it going? Hey, Sport. How you doing?
All right.
What's up?
That's the beginning for shout outs. I think it's kind of fun. So shout outs, this is a segment I want to call that. This is basically saying hi to people that I've run into over the last month. Like my good friend Courtney. I work with Courtney. She's a ginger like me, but she has a lot more hair and she's quite stunning. She's beautiful, and I call her Inflato Woman. Not because she's an inflatable sex doll. No, that's not it. It's because she has more inflatables in her yard than anybody I know. Any time of the year, she has Halloween ones. She has Christmas ones. I think she had an Easter one. I don't know if she has a Martin Luther King one. I'll have to ask her if she's going to get one of those or for Kwanzaa Day, maybe. But anyhow, she has a lot of inflatables. So the shout out to Courtney. She is Inflato Woman, not to be confused with Inflatio Woman. That would be a mouthful to say that. And I don't want to put words in her mouth or anything else for that matter. So we'll just kind of be careful of that one. And I want to say hi to my friend Amanda. I should just do like last initials, Amanda H. Amanda is an awesome pal of mine. She has been at several of the weddings I've DJ'd. She's like a professional wedding guest. And I just found out she's going to be the maid of honor in Ashley's wedding, another person I want to do a shout out for. And she's going to be the maid of honor. And Ashley and Amanda have come to weddings that I've DJ'd. And a good portion of the evening, there's a hand on my ass. I don't know how that works out, but it's very comforting. And so there's a shout out for Amanda and Ashley. And I also want to send a shout out to Christina. She is Austin's girl. So that's pretty cool. Christina is a good pal of mine. She has an affection for fine cooking, and she's becoming more educated at it all the time. And Austin's my contractor, and I fed him the other night. And she, I don't know how comfortable she was with that, with me feeding him a steak, but he really enjoyed it. So anyhow, I'm happy to give you any pointers that you need on cooking. You might want to subscribe to Mitch's Kitchen, Christina, and then you can learn about good cooking. Let's see. I also want to say hi to Jared. He got a new truck, a white Dodge truck. It's a nice truck, and people are talking about it. Also, got to say hi to Nate, the intern. He is subject to slave labor and racial discrimination, but he's Asian. He can handle it. So, and then also want to give a shout out to comedian Eric Walensky, my good pal. He's the one that got me out of the house last Wednesday and got me to go all the way to Walled Lake to do comedy with him. And I saw him laughing at some of my jokes. And he's really hard to get. He's a tough sell, man. Eric is like, if it's not funny, there is no laughing. And then often when it is funny, he doesn't laugh, but then he'll look over at me and say, "That's funny." Okay, thanks, Eric. So I appreciate his opinion. Like, he's the only person that laughed at my comedy show. Let's see, the month before last, when I did the joke about getting my tooth pulled. I got that tooth pulled and I was late for work the next day. And I didn't figure I would be late for work because I had one less tooth to brush. Like, nobody laughed except for Eric. Because it was a literal joke, and he likes those literal jokes. So, and I got to say thank you to Tanner Oliver. Shout out to Tanner for putting me on his comedy show that was in Ann Arbor on Saturday night. We had a great time. So that puts the wraps on the. No, wait, I got to say hi to Linda. Linda down in Texas, my ex-girlfriend from 25 years ago. Hi, Linda. We haven't talked much lately. I'm still reading a lot. I think about you, and I got to send you a text, but I'm just so stinking busy, you know? I'm sure you are too. That's why you've been ignoring me. So, you know, what is that? The pendulum swings both ways, I guess. That's an alarm for me, telling me to make sure to get with Mike for my laptop later tonight. He's going to fix my laptop. He can do it remotely. Isn't that weird? Using I don't know, some app or something like that. It's bizarre. These kids with their dang computers and whatnot. So I guess I don't know. Can we play a commercial, or let's step away for a quick announcement here from one of our sponsors. Then when we come back in a little bit, we'll play some really, really old radio things from my early radio career. And I also want to tell you about actually shopping and what I got at Target when I went after I used the bathroom the other day. That was fun. So here's a word from our sponsors. Buenos nachos, everyone. This is a haringe from Haringe's Hour of Meditation. It's actually not a 1 hour. It's really 3 hours from a 2 a.m. until 5 a.m. on a Monday morning, sis. Haringe's Hour of Meditation gives you a chance to become one with your thoughts, and your thoughts become one with your mind, and your mind become one with your soul. Just to relax. Om shabalala ding dong. Hagadaguduga. I like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Just to focus on your breathing. It's all that simple. That's all there is to it. Finger banger caribou. Hagadaguduga hagaduga. It's a Haringe's Hour of a Meditation. That's a Monday mornings from a 2 a.m. to a 5 a.m. right here on a Strange Friends Media. Oh, man, you gotta love Haringe. He's great. Have you listened to his show yet? You haven't? What are you doing? You got to listen to his show. You gotta get the big pillow, and you gotta sit it down, and you gotta get naked and get with your mind and body and all that jazz, man. It's awesome. Light some candles, for crying out loud. Yeah. So, oh yeah, I meant to tell you, when I was in the bathroom, after I was done using the bathroom at TJ Maxx, I did a little shopping. I'll tell you what I bought. I bought a spatula for work for our new pans, hoping my boss will reimburse me. If she doesn't, then work is just going to borrow my nice spatula. Silicone, big one. It's a good one. And I also bought a bag of Himalayan salt. I'll tell you what, the Himalayas, those, whoever they are, they're going to be running out of salt because we eat the shit out of Himalayan salt around here. So I bought a 3-pound bag for like $2.50. And that works really good in my grinder. I'm very excited about that. Third thing I bought was barbecue chips. Those were so good. And I actually was eating some, and I think I have some audio of that. If we can find that. They were such good chips. They were kettle cooked, and they were delicious. So here I am in the parking lot on my way to the car to try these chips. That's what I like about shopping at TJ Maxx. I always know probably going to get a little treat, a little gluten-free, a little something crunchy, maybe something sweet, some sweet popcorn or something like that. Kettle cooked barbecue chips, crunchy. Oh God. These are fucking awesome. I love TJ Maxx. Did I call it TJ Maxx or Target? I don't remember, but it was TJ Maxx. It wasn't Target. Might have been. Anyhow, those are really good barbecue chips. And we do have a Mitch's Kitchen somewhere in here too. And we're also going to talk about Record Store Day. Should we do Record Store Day? Let's do Record Store Day. So Record Store Day was like, what, 2 weeks ago? So cool. My first one ever. They have this annual day where small record stores across the whole country, I don't know, it might be across the world, whatever. But anyhow, they'll do special releases of albums, special prices on, these are albums, big record plastic vinyl albums, the black ones that you put on a turntable and you spin at 33 1/3 rotations per minute. And there's a little needle that sets in a groove and it actually reads the information that gets piped up. It reads vibrations in the plastic, which is still, imagine the technology in that. We're going to put sound onto a piece of plastic and then you're going to spin it and stick a needle on it and get the sound exactly the way we put it. That's some magic shit right there. I mean, the whole acetate and all that stuff from way back when. And even getting sound to stick to cassettes or reel-to-reels and 8-tracks and all that. And now digital takes it to a whole nother realm of magic. It's almost alien. So the Record Store Day was so cool. We went to Electric Kish. It was Tony Bradley, Ian Elliott. I almost call him Ian Edwards. Isn't he a rock star or something like that? Ian Elliott. Fantastic local guitarist, blues man, rock god. And Mitch Gill, famous fake radio guy. The three of us went, froze our ass off outside, and then went into the Electric Kish for just a few minutes. And we have some audio of us there, out in the street.
We're out of front of Van Fleet.
This is inside.
Oh yeah, I've been to the store already.
It was fun. I got to look at some albums while I was in there. And they had music playing. Saw my friend Jessica, who works for Electric Kish, also works for the Bay City Cooperative Market Food Co-op. You want to get involved in that? baycityfood.org. Google that shit. baycityfood.org. Become an owner. Do that as soon as you can. That's very cool. And then there was more of us out in the street. This is that part of it. This is actual audio from Record Store Day 2019. I'm outside the Electric Kish with Tony Bradley and Ian Elliott, a couple of local musicians. Tony's also the executive producer of Mitch's Fake Radio. Tony, what do you think of today? Good job, Tony. He can't talk on my podcast.
Yeah.
So it's going really good. This is fun. They're going to let 5 people in at a time because the line is going down the street. I think it adds hope to the future of commerce on a local basis, that something original can happen instead of just giant box stores and big commercial situations. I would go ahead and say hi to Ian Elliott. Are you having fun today, Ian?
Yeah.
Are you nice and warm in the sunshine?
Yeah.
He's a liar. He's freezing his ass off. He's wearing blue Converse rock and roll shoes. And that was a bad choice. Okay, so that's it for our little say goodbye, Tony. Nothing, not anything. For the outside the Electric Kish at Record Store Day 2019. I'm Mitch Gill for Mitch's Fake Radio. Back to you, Mitch. Thanks, Mitch. That was fun. That was kind of cool little live report on the street. Isn't my iPhone fucking incredible? That thing sounds like that sounded like a TV spot, like a stand-up from TV5 broadcasting live, at record store day. It sounds so good. The only thing I need to do is get a wind sock for my phone. Yeah, it's just amazing. So is it steak and potatoes? Yeah, it is. Oh God, you guys, I cooked. Well, this is of what I cooked. I cooked for my contractor, Austin. Didn't really mean to. I just happened to have 2 steaks, and I broke the rules of my limited meat. You know, I only eat meat Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, I did this, I think, Tuesday night, but I had to cook something for Mitch's Kitchen. People talk about it. People rave about it. So here is another edition of Mitch's Kitchen, a little cooking for you. I hope you're hungry. All right, welcome to another edition of Mitch's Kitchen. We're here on, what is this, a couple of days before episode 11. Tonight I'm going to cook some red potatoes in the oven and some chuck eye steak on the grill. Should be quite delicious. Austin is upstairs. I wanted to pause it for a second to say that we added some sound effects to make the Mitch's Kitchen segment a little bit tighter. So we got some little sound effects that we can edit things and make it a little tighter. So I just wanted to say that. Go ahead and play it. I'm sorry. Here's remodeling my bathroom. Say hi, Austin.
Hi, Austin.
Yeah, that's him. You might hear the chainsaw or jackhammer, whatever the fuck he's using up there. I don't know. That could kick on at any time. But this is gonna be a good little Mitch's Kitchen, I think, for you. I think you'll like it. So Simply Perfect red potatoes is what I'm using. I've cubed them up in chunks smaller than about half the size of tater tots. Maybe some are the size of tater tots. I rinsed them and I dried them off in a clean kitchen towel, and I put them in a bowl. And my olive oil smelled a little bit, so I'm using avocado oil, and I'm going to put some fresh garlic in it. I'm using a food chopper from Pampered Chef. It's really a cool thing. You just put the fresh garlic in, and you whack away. It sounds like whacking off too, so that's kind of neat. And so you put the garlic in from the chopper and then out of the plastic rubbery thing in the bottom of the chopper. That is not the food chopper. That's Austin upstairs. And I'm also going to put some Mitch's Mix in there. A couple shakes of that just for fun. I'll tell you more about that in a minute when we get to the steak. I'm going to put some extra Italian seasoning in there. So far we have garlic, Mitch's Mix, Italian seasoning, and we're going to go with some kosher salt, kind of liberal amount of that, and then fresh ground pepper. I'm the only guy on the internet who has his pepper and a coffee grinder. I'm going to give this a mix. Mix this all around. Dump it on my cookie sheet that I've already dressed out with parchment paper. And all these are nicely coated with the avocado oil and all my seasonings. And I got the oven set at about 425. It's going to go in there for, I don't know, about 20 minutes or so, and then I'll pull them out and give them a flip and put them back in for a little bit more, and that's that. And we'll get to the steak in just a few minutes. Stick around. All right. So the potatoes have been in 20 minutes, and now I'm going to give them a stir. Oh, yeah, they're looking good. All right. Stop it. There. So give these a little bit of a stir. I use my little silicone mitten. I feel like Superman with this mitten. I could grab some seriously hot shit and not get burned with this because it's kind of dummy proof because it covers my whole hand. But I still can't seem to not stick my face directly into the oven as soon as the door opens. Like it's going to be a cool, refreshing treat, but it just burns my eyelashes and my eyebrows. So I give these potatoes a nice stir, kind of a flip. And then I'm going to taste one. Are back in for a few more minutes. Meanwhile, my coals have started. And as soon as they're ready, we'll throw the steak on. I'm going to go ahead and flavor these steaks up with my Mitch's mix. A little recap of what this is. It is garlic powder, onion powder, fresh ground salt, fresh ground pepper, and Italian seasoning, and smoked paprika. That blend is dynamite, man. Put it on steak, put it on potatoes, put it on chicken, put it on whatever you want that you're going to cook, and it will be good. I guarantee it. I just got a couple cheap little chuck eye steaks. I'm going to throw them on the grill. It's going to be great. So let me wipe my finger off. I'll shut this off and join you in a few minutes when the coals are ready. Okay, I'm back. I have taken the potatoes out, left the oven on. I'm going to throw them back in to kind of crisp up under the broiler just before these steaks are done. The steaks have been seasoned and been sitting out a while. And right now they're going on to my little custom grill that my brother Jeff made with his plasma cutter. It's so cool. It's out of an old propane tank, believe it or not. It's got jellyfish cut in the side and little fishes. And it's just a cool little grill. I have charcoal in it. So there we go. The steak is in. It's going to cook pretty quick. They're not super thick. And then I'll throw the potatoes back in when I flip these probably, and it'll be about ready to eat pretty soon. Okay. Potatoes are done. The steak's done. I've invited Austin to eat dinner with me. How's the steak, Austin?
Fantastic.
Right there. Fantastic, people. You learn the coolest stuff on Mitch's Kitchen to cook all kinds of shit. Really quick and easy, including steak and potatoes. Delicious. Get in the kitchen and cook something. Have some fun. Don't cut yourself, and enjoy. Thanks for Hank. Bye. So that's pretty cool. That was a good Mitch's Kitchen. I think that the sound effects really amped it up because it made editing a lot easier. We're trying to tighten it up thanks to Loretta telling me Mitch's Kitchen was too long. She lost interest. So it's like, I'm going to try to tighten it up for you. Quickly, I want to mention my good friend Heather Edgington. She has something like that. She has a show with Becky, and it's called Survivor Girl. And if you like Mitch's Fake Radio, you'll probably like their show because they're really awesome. Becky Hewley is her name, and they talk about big hard things they've gone through in their life that were hard to overcome, and they came back from it, and they're here to tell the story, and they get other awesome women to come on the show and talk about their tragic moments in their lives where they've overcome things, and that's what turns them into Survivor Girls. It's very cool. They've had 2 episodes so far. The next episode of Survivor Girl is May 5th, 6 p.m. That's Sunday night. And apparently they're going to get syndicated onto Solid State Radio, like the Don't Make This Weird podcast and Mitch's Fake Radio. So they'll have like 3 of our shows down there, and we're on up here. And so it's very cool. It's a very cool thing. So check out Survivor Girl the next time you're near a computer. So, and I think you can get old episodes too, archived. Yeah, that's very cool. What else do I wanted to tell you about, play a couple of old things from way back when I was on the radio. I started on the radio in 1987. Let's see, what would that make me? 64, 65, 67, 23 years old. I was a wee lad. So, and I was, couple different radio stations, and I did a lot of production. And I think the first thing I'm going to play you is a radio commercial that I did with my friend Shadow Summers, was his radio name. Dan Sharrow, I think, is his real name, but his radio name was Shadow Summers. And so he and I did this commercial, and it's one where we do some voices. So play this for a seafood joint. It was fun.
We've hidden a microphone here at the original Benjamin's Calabash Seafood to hear a typical dinner conversation. Let's listen in.
Yo, Tony, check out the view of this waterway as we enjoy our dinners.
Angelo, I cannot believe all this food on this seafood buffet. There must be 80 items here, with crab legs and ribs too.
If my way, she would hang up a rabbit. She would never cook again. You know what I mean?
I don't know about you, but I ain't going back to Brooklyn. I'm staying put at the original Benjamin's Calabash Seafood.
I am with you.
Enjoy the 80-item seafood buffet at the original Benjamin's Calabash Seafood, Restaurant Row, Myrtle Beach.
You know what would have been great? If you would have been able to understand what we were saying. That would have been really, it was a little bit too thick, but we were kind of in the moment there. This next one is me. I think it was Y103 I was on, and I think I left the microphone wide open during the commercial. So play this one.
Y103 WYAK playing the best in most country. It's 10:31 with Mitch Gill, and just I don't want to really say a few minutes. I want to say just any time coming up, we're going to have a chance for you to win some of those Auntie Anne's gourmet pretzels from Briarcliff Mall. So be listening for your chance to win. And March is really heating up to be quite a month for fantastic country shows. Y103 has tickets for all of the concerts I'm going to tell you about. David Allen Coe at Cowboys the 23rd of this month. Mark Colley at the Beachwagon the 21st.
Alive.
Conway Twitty and George Jones and Vern Gosden, all three in Columbia on the 24th, and the Marshall Tucker Band at Cowboys the 31st. So your chance to win could be coming soon from Y103.
Wakama is celebrating Canadian through Saturday, March 16th.
I just even... And there's other mumbling we edited out, but I was talking during that commercial. It was terrible. And then I had this really big bounce right during the commercial. It was awful. I was doing the middays on Y103. I was this number 2 disc jockey in the market, in a medium-sized market, and I was making $12,000 a year. $12,000 a year, full-time middays. Yeah. Went to my boss, Gary Moore, who is a flying piece of shit. And I said, Gary, I got to have $15,000. And he looked me right in the eye. He said, Mitch, you're not worth $15,000. I walked halfway down the hallway, walked back into his office. I said, Gary, I quit. I'm going home to Michigan to live with my mom and dad and look for a real job. And I did. And I went up and I got a job at a smooth jazz station in East Lansing, making like 23 or 25,000 a year. It was very good. Mornings. It was a really good show for me. Good fit. I enjoy that. I'm going to get some sound from that as time goes on. I'll play some of those air checks for you, but Gary's dead too. So no, I don't mean to clap for somebody that's dead, but Gary was a piece of shit. And he made me feel horrible. So, all right. So moving on, let's just play this next one, see what this is.
Community calendar, Y103 WYAK.
The Red Cross will be conducting a blood drive at the Yachtsman Resort Hotel today. That's the 13th of March from 2 until 7 p.m. Everybody that gives blood will receive one free night stay at the Yachtsman. And that's a reminder for you from Y103. And from the Y103 Weather Center, cloudy today with rain likely and going to have some wind to assist that. And a daytime high of around 70 tonight, rain ending, partly cloudy overnight low about 52. Tomorrow, partly sunny with the high of 68. Our next tide change will have a low tide at 11:30 this morning. 62 in Georgetown, 57 in Conway, 62 in Myrtle Beach.
See, I nailed the weather back then. What happened to me?
It's 2 o'clock right now, and time for ABC News.
Yeah, this is really old. This is from my first station, WNMB. and it sounds like it's from 1920. But play this. I have a good little joke here.
Coordinating dishwashers and cooktops and microwaves and wall ovens. The company says it's for people who make over $100,000 a year and live in houses that cost at least $400,000. For ABC Information Network, I'm Mary Margaret Myers.
Thank you very much, Mary Margaret. I bought a new can opener the other day from GE. It cost me $700, but that's a good can opener. It'll probably last me all year. Here's Hall & Oates, Say It Isn't So on WNMB.
See, that was a good joke. I didn't understand jokes back then very well. Gosh, what time is it? What do we have time for? We have like 5 minutes left. How long is that Meryl Steubing interview? It's too long, isn't it? Yeah, we'll have to save that for next month. That was a fun one. What is this one? Let it roll and we'll shut it off if it's too long.
Russ was in the other room and he was listening to the
pause
sound bite.
Okay, this is the Apollo 11 25th anniversary. And we found something different in the recording after Neil Armstrong screwed it up. He said one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. He actually had something else he was going to say, but he went ahead with what he said. But go ahead and play this.
That we've got from NASA on the actual recording of that sentence that he supposedly screwed up. And of course, there was that story that he screwed it up. But we think there was other reasons for messing that line up. We listened to it over and over and over, and Russ says, hey, there's something in there.
I can't believe that nobody else ever heard this until now.
He's a technical whiz and always listening for stuff that most people don't hear. He's like a dog. And anyhow, he noticed this.
Thanks, I think.
Yeah, don't mention. He noticed this extra line or something like that that's in there. So let's listen to that actual soundbite from NASA, and we'll show you what we pulled out of this thing. Listen real close. Got to listen real close.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
It just escaped them all. It just escaped everybody. They never caught that.
I can't believe that. Isn't that amazing? It must have been taking a whiz on the moon. Don't the Police have a song like that?
It's walking on the moon, not whizzing on the moon. But thanks for playing along.
Well, thanks, Russ. I appreciate you going in there and figuring this. You solved.
I want to see what that liquid looks like on the weightless surface of the moon, dancing along.
Or did it just float in the air?
Well, that's basically what it did. I'm sure it just kind of weightlessly. No, there's a slight gravitational pull on the moon, so it would have eventually made its way to the dust.
You figure that there's like two craters, men's crater and a woman's crater up there for
maybe
it could
possibly be.
We're gonna do it one more time for you in case you happen to miss it. So listen very closely, okay?
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
No age spots, no stretch marks, and no visible penny lines. It's the Morning Air Corps on Wings 103.
Oh, sorry. I was just doing my best Steve Perry for you. That's the latest out of Steve. And You Better Wait from Wings 103, about 23 minutes away from 8 o'clock with Mitch and Russ, your Morning Air Corps. And,
yeah, that's back when I was on the real radio. I was actually a pretty good disc jockey. And after listening to these, it's like, it's better than what I remembered. Because you always remember, like, either you remember grandiose stuff or you remember it horrible. And for the last 15 years, I just thought I was a terrible disc jockey. But it's really a single man's game. That's what it is. And I got married during that time, and so I just really couldn't hang with that single life. So I think we have like about 1 minute left of this podcast. It's really gone very fast. And I really did it suck? No? Okay. I was looking out into the internet and no one raised their hand. So it must have been fairly okay, but thanks for listening, and we appreciate you tuning in. And next month is going to be my 12th episode, 12 whole episodes. That's 1 year, and I will do my best to have more of my shit together for you and get you a fresh audio cops. And we'll do a kind of a retrospective and delve back into the last 12 episodes and some of our finer moments. There wasn't any fine moments. They were all pretty weird. But we've had a lot of fun. So I know that it's got to be almost time for our exit music. So go ahead and hit it. Peace out. Thanks a lot for listening. Appreciate you tuning in to Mitch's Fake Radio.